back to a 7-point lead.
How about the junior quarterback, Nate Kiesel, just throwing it up in the air and trusting Miles Harrison
That was a
that.
phenomenal catch by Miles Harrison. That is the longest pass play to Miles Harrison all season. It goes for 40.
Well, here we go. A team that doesn't pass the ball practically any time during the game. They pop out with a pass for a touchdown. It wasn't the prettiest pass. I mean, Nate Kiesel was actually had his back towards the wide receiver by the time he finished his passing motion. And so here you are. A championship game that requires some type of a trickery, some type of a play call that'll get you up over the opposing team, and Clayton Valley with the lead.
Well, Eagles quarterback Nate Kiesel has completed more passes, Dan, on that one drive than he did the entire CIF championship game last week.
Again, only a guy who has passed for more than 7 pass attempts in only 3 games, Nick.
Yeah, he hasn't been asked to do much of anything, but Kiesel, in a brilliant play to his main running back Miles Harrison, he had more yards receiving, did Harrison, on that one pass play than he did the entire rest of the season.
Yeah.
Only 3 receptions coming into the year for 26 yards, and that 40-yard touchdown reception gives him his 3rd score tonight, his 33rd touchdown total this season.
We talked about the Redlands connection that Anthony Herrera has with Malik Lovett, but how about the connection that Nate Kiesel has with this running back Miles Harrison in this play right here in this game?
The first touchdown catch for Miles Harrison, the running back this year, propels Clayton Valley Charter to a 7-point lead. 1 minute and 46 seconds to go. Can Redlands answer? It's a squib kick to the near side. Will be recovered by Arborfield at his own 28. Cut back to the 30 and is tripped up at the 31-yard line. Impressive tackle for Clayton Charter by Marshawn Davenport. And Redlands East Valley is 68 yards away from a game-tying touchdown. Is Malik Lovett going to be your main target here?
A spread offense like Redlands. This is the perfect position that you call your offense to. 142 remains in this first half. We'll see if Anthony Herrera could design a scoring drive here.
The Oregon commit, Malik Lovett, with 7 catches today. Shotgun snap to Herrera, looking to his running back. Swings it out. That'll be the backup. No, here we go. Across the 45 and out to midfield. Tamon Familio was looking like he was going to run out of bounds. Instead, picks up 15. Move the chains. Redlands picks up an early first down here on the drive.
Faimalo with the catch. And he faked out everybody. I mean, everybody thought he was going out of bounds. Decides to run straight down the sideline and gets a good chunk.
Redlands back in enemy territory. Shotgun snap. Fires to the near side. It's hauled in. And his wide receiver will scurry out of bounds. C.J. Harris for a catch and run of 5 and keeps Redlands on schedule. The clock is stopped with 1:30 to go here in the first half.
So for Redlands, all it took was one play to get into enemy territory, and now already at the 45-yard line of Clayton Valley.
2nd down and 7. 4 wide set, shotgun snap to Herrera. It's a 4-man rush. Chucks it over the middle, and it's dropped by Malik Lovett. He would have had the first down.
Malik Lovett was not sure whether he should catch that ball or not. He saw the Clayton Valley defender coming towards him and decided to let that one go.
Malik Lovett, he heard footsteps again. It's a 3rd drop for this Oregon commit, Malik Lovett, for a man who has been highly touted here in this receiving core for Redlands. He has had more than his fair share of drop footballs. He wasn't able to catch the touchdown early in the first quarter. Herrera looking over the middle, and the double coverage tipped in the air and incomplete. Clayton Valley nearly had themselves an interception, and as he was going to Chris Vaughn, there was absolutely no business for Herrera throwing that type of pass. Now a 4th down.
Yeah, he had no business throwing the ball. Herrera just acting like the gunslinger that he is, just throwing it straight down into practically 3 defenders, it seems like.
And visually here, this head coach is getting into the ear of Anthony Herrera, their quarterback. Absolutely no business throwing that pass. 4th down. It looks like this offense is going to go for it with 2 timeouts remaining for East Valley. They better be careful and not give themselves an opportunity here for Clayton Valley on the other side to get more points.
Coach Kurt Bruich has got to relax a bit, I would say. It's only 14-21.
It's not horrible to punt.
Exactly my point I was going to say. This is the type of situation where you just want to back up Clayton Valley against their own territory and just run this clock out into the half.
Well, their starting running back, Joey Harmon, is off the field. It'll be on a fourth down, Tamon Faye-Malo, who will take it from here to the left tip. And just like their quarterback, this head coach, a gunslinger mentality, they'll go for it. Shotgun snap. Herrera looking left. All sorts of time. Over the middle. It's hauled in this time. Levitt 20, 15. Open green grass to the 5. Touchdown coming right back. The Redlands Wildcats answer.
Anthony Herrera acting like a true gunslinger. Just sits in the pocket patiently, finding Malik Lovett over the middle for a big touchdown, 20-21.
And an extra point would tie it on 4th down and 7. Malik Lovett, are you kidding me? Well, 3 TDs for Miles Harrison, Clayton Valley Charter running back, and now 3 touchdowns, the first through the air for Malik Lovett. And the extra point will tie things again. We are in one whale of a second half here from Carson.
Malik Lovett all year long has created a highlight reel for the ages, and here in the Division II championship game, it continues. He'll add on to that highlight reel.
Well, everybody up here in the booth, we can call ourselves fools. On 4th down, we were thinking about a punt, thinking about getting Clayton Valley Charter some bad field position, but Malik Lovett answered all the questions that we had about if this offense is clutch enough, if you will, to convert these critical 3rd and 4th downs. And I got to tip my cap off to this head coach for Redlands Valley.
Kurt Bruich, I talked about it earlier, how he's got to relax, punt the ball. He would yell at me and say, This is a championship game. This is no time to relax. This is not the regular season.
Well, Clayton Valley answered, and they took the lead. That was somewhat of a morale killer, if you will, for Redlands East Valley, as they pride themselves on that defense. But to the absolute chagrin of that Clayton Valley defense, Anthony Herrera would have none of it. On a 5-play, 68-yard scoring drive, was able to find his critical wideout, Malik Lovett, for his 3rd touchdown tonight. And we are tied at 21 apiece. John Hilfer is set to kick this one away. Clayton Valley, do they have too much time to respond? There's 1:13 to go. We'll first have this kick. Hilfer approaches and sends it away. We are tied for the 3rd consecutive time here in the state championship. Back deep to receive is Miles Harrison. Up the middle, across the 30, and it will bully his way down to the 37-yard line and give his offense some real nice field position with 1 minute and 5 seconds to go and 2 timeouts here for Clayton Valley in the first half.
Miles Harrison, not only does he run north and south in the run game, but also in the kickoff, just taking that ball straight down the middle and with full speed ahead.
Nate Keisel is only 2 of 3 passing the entire football game, but his last attempt was good for a 40-yard pitching catch for Miles Harrison, his running back, to reach the end zone. And here we go from the 37. It's a fresh set of downs for Clayton Valley in a toss play. Miles Harrison to the near side, pulled by the by the jersey by a man who made the stop on 4th down in the first quarter. Trevor Jackson brings him to the turf. And right back to the line of scrimmages, Harrison, and that clock keeps moving, Dan. Under 49 seconds to go first half.
By any means necessary, Miles Harrison gets his jersey practically ripped in the previous play, but hey, it's a championship game. You better grab him and take him down any way you can.
That clock is down to 34 seconds. Straight ahead handoff to Miles Harrison. He's wrestled up and taken down Matteo Biscotti to bring him to the turf. And on a 3rd down, it looks like Clayton Valley is content to entering the break. Of course, nobody would be content, but they are play calling here to go into halftime with a tie ball game.
Yeah, you're essentially going into the half 0-0. Not technically, but
with the
philosophy,
anything's open in the second half. Absolutely. And of course, one thing that bodes extremely well for Redlands East Valley here is that they have been, for 3 consecutive games, at the end of the half, they have faced the deficit. Here we are tied at 21, and Dan, it is a brand new ball game, as you initially mentioned.
Both teams nowhere near their points per game average, only 21 at the half. And, well, for Redlands, it's a team that's averaged over 40 points. They're on pace. But Clayton Valley, a team that's averaging over 50-plus, is behind their average. So a little bit of a difference. Definitely a game that's being played like a championship game, though.
Well, one man who's accustomed to his traditional average is running back Miles Harrison, over 140 yards on the ground yet again. This has been a halfback that is 8th in the state in rushing coming into this football game. And unfortunately here for this running back, Miles Harrison, the one big play that he would love to have back was converted to a touchdown for Redlands. It was the fumble in his own end. And really, that has been the difference in a football game that has been somewhat decidedly handled here for the Eagles, despite a tie score.
Yeah, despite the tie score and being at halftime, Clayton Valley doesn't go straight to the locker room. They go straight to coaching. Take a look at the sidelines here. The Clayton Valley coach has got a television out there, and he's directing previous plays. He's practically coaching.
Yeah, well, he's not interested in going to the locker room and all that festivities. He'll take his halftime speech right here onto the field, and he already has these guys revved up and ready to go for another 24 minutes of action.
This is very interesting. I mean, for a halftime to have your team out there on the sideline and not in the locker room, that's very different. I wonder if that's something that just Clayton Valley does.
Well, one thing that we do on the National Sports Radio Station is bring you all of the top-flight action in high school sports, and none bigger than the Division II High School State Championship game for football here between Redlands East Valley and Clayton Valley Charter. We are at halftime, and in a great half of football, we are tied at 21 apiece, and I just want to, at the very first mention of this halftime report, give a huge round of applause to head coach Kurt Bruich. 4th down and 7. Many of us called to punt at around midfield for Redlands. They, with all of the halftime or all of the statistics against them, they decided to go for it. And Anthony Herrera, gunslinger mentality, found his target, Malik Lovett. Unfortunately for Clayton Valley, he was wide open, untouched for the touchdown grab, but I think this head coach knows a whole lot more than we do up here in the booth.
Yeah, he really does. You and I, we were practically scolding the guy, that is Kurt Bruich. We were saying, why isn't he punting it? Well, forget that. With a gunslinger like Anthony Herrera, the connection he has with Malik Lovett, why not?
Well, both of these teams have put together quite the first half. We'll get you all the statistics, the updates, and everything here from Carson. As we continue here on the halftime report, we are tied at 21 apiece. And really, this entire half for both of these ball clubs can be really not muscled down to 2 players, 1 for each team. Malik Lovett, 3 TDs. Miles Harrison, 3 TDs. We may not compare these players, if you will, in the second half, but at least for the moment, as we have a break, which player has had the better performance here tonight? Both have played extremely well.
Well, I've got to go with Miles Harrison only because of that touchdown grab that he managed to take.
What a grab.
I mean, the guy practically got it with his fingertips, and, well, it just goes to show how much of an asset he is to Clayton Valley.
He is. This has been a man that has almost no action as a wide receiver, but was able to, on that wheel route, sneak across that defense. Nobody saw him, and all of a sudden, here he is sprinting down the sideline for a score. Phenomenal play. Definitely one of the top. Put that on that SportsCenter top 10 reel. Just an amazing array of athleticism there on that diving reception. And here we are with a 21 ball game, but part of that has been the play of a man who I think will be extremely impressive for the University of Oregon next year, Malik Lovett.
Malik Lovett already with 3 touchdowns for himself in this ball game in the Division II championship. 21-21 score.
Now we are at a tie ball game here. We're trying to find some statistics in a matter of moments here in the StubHub Center, but any more impressions, Dan? Obviously, this has been a hard-fought ball game, but in my thoughts, not only has the offenses played well, but also in key moments, especially for Redlands East Valley, the defense has actually come to the forefront.
It really has. I mean, Redlands East Valley, not known for that tough defense, best known for their running game and Anthony Herrera's gunslinging ability, but they've been doing a decent job to hold a team that's averaging over 50-plus points a game under their average is quite an accomplishment thus far.
Yeah, my under-the-radar player of the first half, obviously Lovett and Miles Harrison were the keys the entire first half. But in my opinion, and Dan, I think you can agree, the under-the-radar, or if you could say horse trailer player of the first half, is a man that I've been calling about quite a bit, Trevor